fried, getting fried, Stray style. Hey, good morning, folks. It's 7:58 a.m. and the fifth day, no, seventh day, fifth month. Yes, I'm a bit bass backwards today, so let's try that again. Yes, it's the seventh day, fifth month, 2024, May the 7th. Be with us all. Enjoy the day. I'm looking at the interference patterns here, and what you're going to see happen is a pulse coming from another radar, coming in a lateral direction this way. Shoot, it's really going to cut the clouds right on up. So what do you watch for that as this moves along in the imagery? Or just run it, and you'll look for that. As I'm just using this account now, pretty much is going to be for weather and stuff. So I'm mothballing that other account. It became troll ridden, a headache, and so I can be more discerning now of keeping the toxic out of my life. It's nice to have a coffee. And I'm just watching the fryer here. And you see how it is all jumping all over the place. The BOM or whoever's feeding the feed to Windy is not doing a very good job at showing them. And this is some of the stuff over here that's gone like just to the east of Kalgoorlie. You're missing the main flow, but you're still getting all sorts of chem bombs. We had a big Kembo over the top of Stoker Siding this morning, which I did get a film of. And I gave a brief explanation, so you'll find that on this account as well, and I also posted it on my older one, which I'm gonna mothball. Right, I'm gonna use it all just enough to keep it active, and not enough for my forecast because I'm reachable on this one on my mobile, and I'm not on that other account. Not reaching mobile on this phone. I've kept this phone out of meta of the old account, so basically, changing my digital signature online. And I proved who I was. Good luck proving you're me now. Yeah. It's a sad day when somebody wants to impersonate you, but though I hear that it is the greatest form of flattery. Or flatistry, big balls of fart gas. Yeah, flatistry. Anyways, I'm just watching all the chem bombings and stuff out here. That is going to be meeting a big batch of cold air down here that it's coming up and over. And the cut move is underway now as this folds up through here and this gets pushed through here. All the flows here is telling me there's a heated flow between Tasmania and the mainland of Australia, preventing any flow through here that's not controlled as they make this square here and force some of its cold air and its moisture inland. Kind of got an angry boss man face there. Robot man. So this should roll here in a moment of 6 hours worth of combination and control of the microwaves over the oceans of our planet is going on right here. How many directions to the wind? This is not a circulation. It's all squares. It's all straight lines. All straight lines. And even what they say is the center of circulation. You'd have to be having a circle jerk to believe that that's beneficial. Right? It's not a circular system. The pulse waves of microwaves holding it off. Chemical catalyst being added to the sky here. You can see that formation right there. It's boom, boom, plumes, mates. Boom, boom, plumes. And it still falls out into a curtain of ice. That, it's like this here is showing here. I'll play this for you. I might let my voice shine through. Let's just give myself a moment of listening to myself. Let's see if we can get that to play. It is sunny would actually be wrong for a ground one. That's just being farmed over here over the top of us. Well, I could just describe it. It's really the condensates were falling a curtain of ice crystals and they were refracting the light. And why you saw that, but it was not here like a clear rainbow. It was done with chemical catalysts of whatever kind of ices there were. And it left that look. And that's evidence of fallout. If I take a screenshot of this, I might can zoom in real quick on this one corner to show you what I'm talking about when I say that, this is chemical catalysts and stuff. I can see it right here. See the squares? See it all pointing at one spot. V. This is not a natural curling vortex. One's behind the other. This is in front of that one. I sat and watched it for a while. So this is not a naturally occurring cloud formation. There's lots of straight lines in here. That should not occur all the time in nature. And as this curtain of chemicals from this one cloud was falling out through the sunlight, it yielded the Kembo. That's right, the Kembo. And so that's kind of what I wanted to show of that. And that's a video of it in action.
Falling that are not hitting the ground.
And I basically just said the same thing.
Of rain right there, but isn't it not a wonder of nature? That's part of
and like I said, it's not a wonder of nature. It's a part of geoengineering, and that occurred over here this morning. Northern rivers, somewhere around here. Bim, bim, bada, bing, bang, bong. And some heavy totals could be expected around here over the next few days. I'm very much in agreement of it. This is 5 to 6 centimeters. Some are going to experience 10 through some of these mountain passes, as the flows even from these rivers will create an ionic barrier where the water flows, and will influence weather. There's a lot of factors I have to keep in my head, including, oh my gosh, look at the Gelt, right? As what's smacking right now in that area that gentleman asked me about over here, and it was Calcutta and all that. The black hole of Calcutta and Punjab's up here. There's harvest time, and we did have a lot of beam action. So this whole tendril, it's really going to affect Bangladesh and up through the growing area here where I'm pointing at. There's a lot of crops and stuff growing there, so it's a very important region. And you guys over here got a big blast. That is clear to me. I just had it on the Indian Ocean, and if I could show you now the domain of the global, you'll see that there's been a pulse over like I said, of moving the water from the rainforest. Well, this pulse is very wide, and it's in kind of what I expect, like when I see the rainbow beam. I'll show you right here. Is one going through here while one's going through here. It's also going to create an Antarctic boundary that's going to affect how the rivers of moisture themselves. So an example of weather modification, by modifying this river, that'll back that up a bit, that'll shove that along. And the reverberation between the waveform here with added beams later on this week will make things highly seismically active. And remembering the beams that happen here, again, kicking off volcanism over here is very possible. And that'll give them some sulfur used to rain down on the Siam Peninsula, as I call it over here, because I've seen the New World Order maps and what they want. And so I'm going to try to pull up my thing so I can see some comments here. Yay, that part is working. And so this is the account I'm going to use pretty much exclusively. And if you haven't moved over here yet, you might want to do it. If some of you with hidden locked accounts, I don't think see you spreading no truth. Okay, so I'm going to pass on a lot of you. Some of them I know that due to domestic violence you have to do this, and like I said, some of you I know. What a shame, huh? Where people just won't go away when you tell them to. Have some troll be going spread. So you see that big blast right there? Now it's fairly recent, right? It's only a couple frames into Mimic, the end of Mimic right here. Yep, that is 6 day 5th month at 8 o'clock at night in England, UTC, Universal Time. So you could see the opposing distance of that, which is telling me the corridor of compressions up here, it's going to work down a pocket of cold air through the United States, actually, is that effect there. And the open end of this here will start scooping up some of the cold air here to work it in. It's going to absolutely inundate and flood the people of the Gong at south toward Batemans Bay, as we're looking on the 10-day totals for them. And this is it. Watch. I'm going to zoom back out. And this area here is my deepest concern. Very deep concern for this valley here, where all this is going to go into this creek. The Clyde River is going to be well wide, and there's a lot of spots where it can cut off the road. Okay, so I'm very concerned. But it looks like you need some freedom, man. Well, there's a good little porch spot here where we could sneak in some shipping containers. Yes, East Lynn, you better learn your master plans because man, it's these totals are very low. Because over the next 2 weeks, I'm expecting over a third of a meter. Some places are going to see 400 mils in these areas here because this is the event is will really only start to show probably in about 36 to 48 hours where you're really going to start to see honest totals. And I'm watching this very, very closely because Sydney, one little slip of the EMF from the radar accidentally loses its power over here, and you're right in the sights. Right in the sights where they want this path through the mountains, through the break, all the way out to here. And they want you, Penrith. They want this gap. This gap is very strategically important. It is. This would be the nexus of a smart city prison hub out here. We'll stick all the prisoners out there to get the mosquitoes who was going to dig all the land. Yeah, you're the prisoners. Smarten up that city there, folks. Better realize how far can you walk. What if you couldn't walk across your 15-minute city? What if your 15-minute city was 100 meters? Oh, gosh, would you look at the Gill 2112. Boom, 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 plume, 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 plume. And yes, here we get the boom, boom, plumes over this entrance. Look at the big bomb field right here. Are we up to the maximum magnification? No, we have not achieved that yet. We can go right up here. Look at this boom, boom, plume here, looking like home plate. It's a very homely sky. Yeah. How you doing, SA? Look at this bomb here. Boom! 10 minutes later, boom! Chemicals off the coast. Boom! Falling out on you. Boom! No sunshine for a Kembo over somebody's house. Just look at this. The devil himself shows up. Hi, he's pointing right at you. The devil. The devil went down to Sydney. He was looking for some homes to steal. He asked you to eat your bugs and trust your science while he just wanted to have a deal. Look at this. Look at this cloud formation. They're looking like the devil in that movie Legend. Don't you know me, boy? Don't you know your oppressors yet? Don't you see that they're selling chemtrails now? They're selling geoengineering. They're selling you out. They want you to block the sun from all our creatures. Don't ever go along with such a ludicrous lunacy idea. Look at this crap here deployed here like a pretzel. The Lincoln, the Staffordshire knot. Hang 3 heads at once, that knot did. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. That's how joyous our oppressors is about killing us. When it came time to hang 3 people at once, they figured out how to do it for their entertainment. And we eat pretzels. And it is the Staffordshire now. Look at how many directions of the winds are these plumes having. Let's see exactly where you are. I think I better remove this tensor bracelet. It's probably making a tapping noise. We are right next to Guilty Grafton, which most likely needs some chemical catalyst for its microwaves to fry you better. Here Grafton comes on a run and it's beaming up your bum. Yep. And a peg of man and his sides, and the chem bombs can't be beat when they're falling out on your street. Fried, 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 fries. The Grand Plume Bomb. On the Pluminazis. Any y'all ever get a damn Frederick Chris from the Illuminati? God, what a bunch of crap, huh? Facebook. How to be real, I saw it there. I can play all emotive music while you see this. The helix. And this thing is probably a helical cloud rotating on its side. Stirring up the mix, man. Stirring up the mix. Stirring up the mix. What else rhymes with stirring up the mix? Sugar your donut. Some people sugar their own donut. Look at this crap here. Look at all these chemtrails, chemtrails, chemtrails going over the land where all the Bundaberg delicious flavorings and sugar is growing. Just have it, have it, have it. Hearing somebody talking about microplastics at Nimbin, and he never ever mentioned the chemtrails in the sky. Dr. Catalaris, there's a lot more going on than just what you are allowed to admit to. That's right. I didn't interrupt you to bring up chemtrails because you was on a good flow at talking about the health benefits of hemp seeds. And I think we need to listen to such information as that. You see how that haze stays in certain spots? That's a microwave beaming. And it's up here. That one's on. See how that look? See how that glitch makes paths in the sky? You see it yet? Do I have decent coffee? I have what I would call some damn good coffee. I'm put through the plunger. So thank you for asking about that. Because, coffee is important. Black coffee matters. See this island here? Lots of chemical catalysts for that thing to burn up the area with. How we doing on Willis up here? Is it frying? Yeah, absolutely. Their glitch is active. Ding dong, their wicked glitch ain't dead. Someone knocked down the next red robber. Cheered, hi ho, whoa, whoa. 3 hots and a cot for someone. Waiting for your Desira yet? Donald Trump never pardoned Assange. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is running for president. What the fuck is wrong with you? Not even mentioning his name. Shame on you. I'm a registered Republican. I will not vote with my party. I ain't sticking a groper in the White House to replace a sniffer. Yeah, fuck that. You're gonna vote for a lesser evil. You're voting for evil. The devil went down to everybody's state house, and they're looking for some souls to steal. I'll tell you that. Look at this boom boom plume here. Boom 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 went the plume, and away went the sunny day for the sailfish. Oh no. Hey, simulated any mountain ranges here yet, or is that just off the coast of New Zealand here? Let's watch this go past. Passing gas over New Zealand. Right here. You see, you would expect to see such a lift naturally over this mountain range here, right? It should do that. But if you created an EMF flow from one of the radar stations here that created the waveform that then the lift goes up and over, you will get this look here. And all you got to do is add the chem bombs to it to keep it going, which is what they've done, which is exactly at 3:40 a.m. this morning. They did this. That's Australia time, so you'd be like 7:10 this morning. How dare they? How dare they? And the Kiwis beat, get your fucking nose full. Look at this shit. Or maybe it's sharded. Yeah, we have a Kiwi shard in the sky. You see that condensates here? That's from a mountain range. This here is no mountain range out here. Or if they've made a wave, even in the ocean itself, pull up to assist the waveform in the sky. And it can happen. We've seen it between Africa and now whenever they hit that big rainbow looking beam, we're picking up that rogue wave. They can control and just demolish shipping in the middle of the ocean right now. Anything can be scuttled without a trace. Yep. A license to steal is to become a politician. When they tell you you can't carry $10,000 in cash, but they can. Why? Because they want bribery money. You think they're putting an end to the fucking physical something they can bribe each other with? You're out of your mind. You ain't seen a picture yet. You ain't seen all these chemical catalysts here coming up over Sedona and all that is going to go up the nose of the hog. Looks like the Horsehead Nebula out here. You know this thing here, the nebulous. It's actually a head that's been hollowed out and it's filled with water as the giant insectoids that I've spoken about in the legends of so many indigenous cultures that was disregarded by the Christians. I'll give you your history back. I even see them in the shadows of the land. I've shown people, look at this square line, boom, 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 with a center point of emanation, which could be at a higher altitude, just lobbing down at an angle. It'd be easy to do. You have a poop pipe, you aim the firework down instead of up on a platform. Like one of them barges you see out in Sydney Harbor during New Year's Eve. Happy Screwed Year! Happy Screwed Year! We'll be a better person 2 minutes from now. Be a better person now. Every moment is a new year. Everything becomes the past. Open your eyes, look up at the sky, and know it's affecting your ass. Tasmaniacs who will right turn, Clyde. You practicing with a boomerang? You ready to throw it up here yet? Throw it right on up there, because boy, you got some weather coming. So right now I'm gonna roll the beautiful bean footage. Is the old commercial for the beans, and a dog did that, by the way, in our commercial. So I'll give you the rain and the thunders and all that rumbles. Well, like right here is that what's not making sense is this is 1024 pressure line here, right? On this day here, and right now I'm 10 days away. and it's telling me New Zealand, you're going to get clobbered. You're having an absolute clobber for what one here is coming over there. So I'm expecting within about let's see, 10, 12, 13, about 13 days, you guys are going to have a tale to tell about the rain that came suddenly without warning. But it's not without warning. I'm telling you now. Hear ye, the weather is owned. That is all. See how the flow of this at 10:33 with a 10:22 line and having it rain this high. Even when I put it over here today, yeah, I can put the pressure on today. I got a 10:37. This whole flow has been turned towards the Northern River. Boy, I gotta have to say, surf's up. If that's what you're into, that should be a very glorious moments to be had. And I haven't turned on the webcams yet to have a look. You know, I want to look at what I see in your sky right now over, let's say, over here at Cluster. I see the undulations of the EMF itself in this deck of clouds. See it? And if I screenshot this and zoomed in, you'll see those Kanban forms that I was just showing you from above, like that big square here. Like if I do the screenshot bit on this and take that down, I'm going to do that because it's what I do. I've got a good signal. And, you know, welcome to the inaugural weather broadcast from this channel. This is the first time I've ever decided to do weather from this one. So if I zoom in on this camera feed from right now, you see the straight lines here in the dark deck above it because the sun's from underneath, and so there's less light getting to that cloud, and eventually that'll change and this will become darker because it's lighting as well. You got to think of optics. But there's so many straight lines, and right there's a gap of blue. So they'll say it was a partly cloudy day. And this is probably a natural bit of weather in the valley here that I would expect to form this time of year with the river temperatures the way they are. So don't tell me there's no natural weather because I'm showing it to you right here where my hand thing cursor is going. And I do see natural weather still. Even in this valley here, these condensates is what should happen. Is trees should be regulating the moisture. It shouldn't be a sugar mill steaming up the valley when they're not even processing sugar. That's telling me that's moisture injections, hoses suspended from towers, as the Paris Agreement document said of the governance of it. And you can see the undulations of the waveform here and the actions of the pulsar layers, or the bottom layer of where a cloud forms and where it can't exist anymore. And you see the curve like that. The undulatus asphyxiatus cloud. They had to have new names for clouds because clouds were created. Clouds were made by man. And well, people get their credit, don't they? You know, if you're going to kill the world, we want to know which Hitler you are, right? And so I'll turn some of them off. That's a whole nother kind of show. And it's detracted. So these pressures in the feeding of the flows through something higher, like this 1037 coming through, will cause the big winds. So watch yourself on these coastal roads today. The possibilities of high-sided vehicles having great difficulties is high. So watch yourself when you're passing cars. I don't want to hear about any of your people getting smashed. There's no public transport for you to get to work on a good day here, let alone on a weekend. You ain't even no bus to take you to church. What a fucking shame. You ain't got nothing on the weekends. And that in itself is a shame. It's ungodly by people that say, in God you trust on a bill. What God are they talking about? Time to tip the tables. Take those lessons on board. Hey, Lismore, you see how it is every day? It's just this corridor of discontent of weather modification has driven all the flow right over the top of this area. We're going to pick up some heavy tolls coming up. But meanwhile, we're getting towards Sydney's moment, man. We were really going to have a clobber day. Watch this coming here on the 11th. Yeah, it's just a precursor for what's coming. As they move the tropical and flow into this one here, and this slows down the flow with the wind shear. This will go up and over the top of the other one, and the lightning show will kick off. It's going to be a bad time. New snows wise, it's really just a New Zealand thing right now. Mostly fjord land stuff I would expect this time of year. And that's like 1 a.m. Hi, have a nice night there, coastline. As all the flow turned the corner right on, straight on in to meet this and double and all this inland. As these meet, that's going to cause that to spin. When that starts to spin on Saturday afternoon, you're going to have problems. and I'll be watching very closely, make sure everybody's all cool. Unless I have an event that day, and then why? Oh fucking well, I imagine I'll do it before I leave in the morning. Like I'm doing my broadcasts early now for my own convenience, and so I can open my day up to whatever the day has to offer, or it offers nothing, and I chill, enjoy the delicious ham that was given to me with a nice bread, and be smiling. That's right, and with good coffee. That's right. All coffee's good to be honest. Hey, Musclebrook, how you doing? Sydney, how you doing? Boy, are you guys fucked down here in Ulladulla and all this here? Master Batemans Bay. This here is my area of concern. And with the flows coming in off the sea, hitting about, that's more than that. And when the storm hits proper, you're going to be dropping a centimeter every few hours, especially where it hits the land and the condensates drop, as we showed by this here. Alta totally destroying the flow of this storm, so that it chaps it up and the condensates collide together to get bigger, or the water droplets that are too small to fall will become big enough to overcome the updrafts that are holding them aloft, or the infrasound itself that's levitating the molecular particles might decide not to. And when we start to get into somatics and infrasound and shape and the levitation of water droplets is a fact. And some of these cells are extremely heavy, extremely heavy, up to a centimeter an hour, which is even 15 minutes over that could cause a washout on your driveway or the little stream you were counting on to get over to get back. Okay, so I suggest you get prepared. Never get scared, because why? You're straying, man. You're used to that shit. Come on, you got this. Don't let them have that part. At some point, I'll go over the master plan for these areas here to show you why I say our oppressors whacked a new port. Why? Because they've already said they wanted in writing at your town meetings that you never thought to attend, because you didn't think they was going to be talking about the sustainable development of your future, sustainably developing your family values. Well, they push agendas that might not represent your voice. Right? Sometimes you gotta vote no. You gotta use your voice, right? Will you sit in silence while they swell the trees and kill your dream? Vote no. Every one of those cunts that locked this down needs to be locked out of their job. And it's failed again. You got some totals showing coming up for you guys there, right? Not nice ones, and yours is fairly. I think you got about 24 hours, right, before you're in the shit. Okay, so but it won't last long. It drains out to sea quite well there. Yeppoon and all that up here in the Marlborough area, they expected fuck all. Yeah, I don't know if Booze Lake is going to be running yet, but we will always pray for such beautiful things like that, because that would be cool to have happen. Hey, Rucci, how you doing? You ready for a little bit of high colonic there, or Colon Beach? Colon Beach. The brown waters will be running deep over Colon Beach. See, that ain't much. So you got an event coming, right, where you're going to expect some totals. But wait till you see the totals you're going to get here in about 36 hours along here. It's going to be like the oh my god. So you guys got the jump on the what you need from the start. But you know, toilet paper, if it floats, will be good for a raft. Never run into the roof of a building that's flooding, unless you have the ability to get out of the roof. I can't tell you how important that is. It's better to have a little swim when the water's up to your waist than your head being bashed against nails inside a roof. Okay? I will give you a very graphic description of what can happen. These totals are way too low. But the clobbering event is coming, and boy, is it going to get high. Hi. You doing, New Zealand? Yeah, so you guys get some problems coming. Right, so I'll continue to roll the tape here. Let's just see the whole majesty of it all. While these high pressures heated by the microwaves is seen on Mimic TPW and many ways to see the microwaves, frying up your skies, booming and a pluming, burning up our eyes, throwing off the navigation of my beautiful whales until they beach upon our shores, or jumping out of the water to get away from some sonic weapon being tested by a military that only has death in mind on how fast they can make it happen and how they can't get caught doing it. And as I'm watching one more time, this terrible, terrible deployment of chem that is relentlessly going on over my ocean while these waveforms torture my whales. I'm very worried about this shoreline here being misrepresented as ocean water that's open and my whales beaching upon its shores. No more, no more. Well, we treat this land like a heart. Big love. Stay safe. Peace.